All right, everybody, happy Halloween. Hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. We were battling a lot of wind out there. Hopefully, that didn't impact your plans too much. It is a first alert weather day because of that wind. We're going to talk a bit about what we're expecting as we head into the start of November here in our first alert weather extra, talking a bit about the rain that fell, how much different parts of the state saw, and a look ahead to the end of the tropical season as we enter the final month of what is the Atlantic hurricane season. But we'll kick things off with a look at radar estimated rainfall totals. Now, as a reminder, these are radar estimates. 2 to 3 inches really favoring the southern part of the state, with 1 to 2 inches across northwestern and northeastern Connecticut. We did have a report of 3.5 inches. That was from Billy in Terryville, just under 3.5 inches of rain. So there were certainly some pockets into, say, parts of northern New Haven County and southwestern Hartford County that had some more impressive totals. 1.96 inches of rain reported from Roger in Wethersfield. So certainly a very wet storm that we dealt with. It really was beneficial rainfall for us. It wasn't great to drive last night, and thankfully it happened last night as opposed to tonight on Halloween. But the takeaway was that, we needed the rain. It came. And we do have some more chances for unsettled weather looking ahead. We'll take you to our list of rain totals here. Hamden, 2.77 inches. Clinton, 2.26. Bethel, 2.13. Orange, 2.13. Durham, 2.05. Wethersfield, 1.96. And how about some of those wind gusts? Some of the strongest that have been recorded over the last several days. 52, or last couple of days, I should say. 52 in Bridgeport, 48 Brantford, 45 New Haven, 45 Groton, 41 in Kent. So certainly some strong gusts out there, and it is still windy. We also saw a gust of 46 miles an hour at Hartford Brainerd earlier this evening. When it came to the actual amount of rainfall we saw, as far as deficits go, surpluses for the month, we will finish both for the Hartford area and Bridgeport with a surplus for the month of October. Great news, slightly wetter than normal. That did not knock out the deficit that's been building since the start of September, and Bridgeport's deficit goes back to the start of the year. We still have an 11-inch deficit in Bridgeport, but that was a pretty healthy drink of water that Bridgeport saw as that storm system moved in last night. And, of course, at this point in time, it has moved out. We are not tracking anything with First Alert Live Radar, scanning clear and dry. We do not expect that to change overnight. The storm system at this point in time is pulling away from us. You will note some shades of blue across the Catskills. It's possible that with that upper level low nearby, there are some wet flakes mixed in some of the higher elevations, especially of upstate New York and northern New England. We do not have to worry about that here, but if you have relatives who live in the Adirondacks or in the Green Mountains, don't be surprised if you heard from them that on Halloween night, there were a few snowflakes. This is not a trick. For some, it might be a treat. Locally, though, First Alert Futurecast shows that all we deal with tonight is a partly cloudy sky. And we do expect the wind to stick around, too. As we go through the afternoon, tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, looking like a pretty bright day here, partly to mostly sunny skies. It looks like a great start to the month. The only issue is that we do keep the breeze around tomorrow, too. Wind gusts right now are still between 20 and 30 miles per hour, a bit stronger in some cases. Windsor Locks, 31 miles per hour. Danbury, 35. Groton, 36. We heard from Neil and Haddam Neck. Strongest gust so far was around 30 miles per hour. And it is worth mentioning here that when the wind stays up like this, crews can't get into the bucket trucks to actually repair downed lines. So some of these outages that we are unfortunately dealing with may not get resolved until tomorrow or perhaps even later. The wind advisory goes through tonight. The strongest gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. It does look like maybe those gusts, those higher end gusts, will be less likely as we head just a little bit farther into time here and closer to dawn tomorrow. Here is a look at the wind gust trend through the day tomorrow. The strongest gusts in the morning, staying breezy through the afternoon, and then we'll start to see the wind gusts relax a little bit tomorrow evening. So some improvement in that regard. That also means if you're heading to the Rent to go see UConn play, it's a noon kickoff, 44 at 8 a.m., 49 by 10 a.m., 53 by noon. So for kickoff, temperatures are actually pretty close to seasonable levels, and they do climb a little bit higher as the game gets going. But despite the sun, you'll be dealing with the breeze, so make sure you dress for that tomorrow. It also means that you might have some difficulty if you're cleaning up the leaves. A little bit of raking out there. You'll be battling those gusts, but it will be dry, and that will actually help to dry the leaves out. So by Sunday, as we expect a calmer wind, In dry conditions, they should be much easier to move. Actually, really a big improvement when you look at it through that lens. Foliage report right now showing the entire state is near or past peak. With the wind last night, today, and the breeze tomorrow, a lot of the trees, even the ones that were still looking quite nice, are losing their leaves. So there will be a lot of leaf cleanup happening in our state over the next couple of weeks, but that also means that we are entering stick season, not quite as pretty outside as we go further into the fall here and head into winter. We are expecting temperatures on Sunday to start off in the 30s for most, bit of a crisp start with high pressure in control. And we'll end the day on Sunday in the mid and upper 50s. A lot of sunshine out there. Really looks like a very nice day. Early November, typical high is in the mid and upper 50s, so pretty much right on normal. And when you don't have to deal with a strong wind, it feels even better. Temperatures today peaked between about 55 and 60 for most communities, so pretty nice Halloween. Not maybe as nice as last year, or maybe you hated last year. It was the warmest Halloween on record, 84 degrees for the Hartford area. Beat out the record of 82 set in 1946. 74 has happened 3 times, 1948, 1999, and 2019. So we certainly did not make the wettest list. And if the rain had happened a little bit later, we might have been on the wettest list. Did I say wettest? We did not make the warmest list, but if the rain had happened a little bit later, we may have been on the wettest list. 1.7 inches of rain fell in 1939, and then over 6/10 of an inch in 1947 and 2019. So, all things considered, a windy Halloween, yes, but in some regards, we're grateful that we didn't have to deal with last night's rain and wind tonight. A lot of people out walking around in Mystic right now. This is a live look in our iCam. People heading out over the Bascule Bridge. A lot of costumes out on some of these iCams where we've been able to actually see people walking around. Here's a live look in our iCam in Middletown. We can still see the clouds lingering overhead. And otherwise, it looks dry and quiet in Middletown. We'll take you live right now to our iCam in New Haven. We have some people walking across the green right now. They did screen a movie, Beetlejuice to be specific, on the New Haven Green tonight. Probably was a bit windy to be out there. 57 with westerly winds at 14 miles an hour sustained and gusts over 30 miles per hour. Maybe not the best feeling. And our iCam view in Rocky Hill, we're going to skip right past that so nobody gets motion sickness. And we'll take you live right now to our iCam view in Old Saybrook. Looks like some people are fishing right now. Still a bit windy there as Old Glory gets whipped around. Temperatures across the state are still in, say, the lower half of the 50s, some upper 40s popping in throughout the Litchfield Hills. And it feels chillier thanks to the wind. These temperatures will keep on dropping as the night goes on, with most communities tonight settling in the 40s. With a partly cloudy sky, with the wind, we're expecting 40 to 45 for most towns. Maybe some upper 30s sneaking in throughout northwestern Connecticut, but otherwise a little bit mild relative to where we typically would be this time of year. Breezy tomorrow, 56, and then we set the clocks. We'll talk about daylight saving time coming to an end in just a second. Sunday into Monday. We're bright Sunday. We start Monday off bright. Clouds will increase on Monday, and then showers will return late Monday. Tuesday for Election Day, we're expecting brighter conditions. It will be a bit windy. And then Wednesday looking all right. Clouds start to increase. By Thursday, well, showers are possible. It becomes a bit breezy again. And then Friday, we're back maybe into the lower 50s. Here's the thing. Thursday, we're pretty confident that showers are going to be around. Doesn't look like a washout. Friday, big differences in the model suites. Some keep us chilly. Some really ramp the temperatures right back up. So we'll be watching very closely. We'll be the first to alert you once we know. But let's talk a bit more about what happens this weekend and then again on Monday. Tomorrow, the sun rises at 7:24 in the morning, sets at 5:44 in the evening. The clocks go back an hour at 2 a.m. Sunday. So sunrise on Sunday is 6:25, sunset 4:43. So if you like those longer days, enjoy the 5 p.m. sunset while it's here because we have one more of the year. Looking ahead to Monday now, pretty good model agreement that we actually will see some showers, but they arrive past sunset especially and may fall overnight. So really not much of an impact there to any of your plans. When it comes to the averages for November, normal high for the start of the month is 57. Normal high by the end of the month is 46. And in a typical November, we see 3.51 inches of rainfall, or the liquid equivalent of anything frozen, because in a normal November, we see 1.4 inches of snow. We do not have any of that in our forecast. 84 is the record high for the month. That happened last year on November 1st. And the record low is 1. That happened back on the 24th of November in 1989. 8.53 inches of precip was the wettest, and 15.6 inches of snow fell in the month of November in 1938. We do want to take you to the tropics here as we approach the end of October. We still have 1 month to go in the Atlantic hurricane season. We're not tracking anything in the tropics right now. There's post-tropical Melissa moving away, and it will just keep accelerating away from us. We don't have to worry too much about that. Melissa, of course, was the most recent storm name. Next up on the list will be Nestor, so we'll be watching that very closely. But to take things back home here, breezy but bright tomorrow. Temps in the mid and upper 50s on Sunday. Seasonable for the first weekend of November. Sunday may be the pick of the weekend, though, just because there is no wind to contend with. On Monday, showers return late. They happen overnight. 55 to 60 on Tuesday for Election Day and windy. Wednesday, we're back in the upper 50s, mid 50s on Thursday. Showers and breezy. And we'll see how Friday pans out. For now, we're thinking lower half of the 50s. But check in with Jill and Tyler over the weekend. They'll have some updates for you. We will be live on the Wax at 10 and again on Channel 3 tonight at 11. Otherwise, hope you've had a wonderful Halloween and have a great start to the month of November. Join us on the Wax in